So hello fellow coin collectors and welcome back to Goomanese Coins and Banknotes. So you want to go to the Pacific and you're not too sure what coins there are and what to look for in their actual currency. So in 2002 and beforehand, these are the coins you would be used, but these were demonetized at the end of 2002. But you should still be able to ask people if they have these in the actual Pacific region. So we got and we're talking about French Pacific. So French Pacific, you had two regions, Polynesia, French Polynesia, and New Caledonia. So Polynesia is most of the small islands, New Caledonia is the large island, which they have a large mining base. And they have 1, 2, and 5 francs. And as you can see, the images are different. If we look at the 1, 2, and 5 francs, have the same design on each coin. So just look at the 5 franc. So this one has a bird on it, and as you can see, as Nouvelle Caledonia, this one has a scene of an island. So in the background we have, looks like what's remnants of a volcanic island. Looks like the caldera is actually collapsed. And in the front we have a beach scene with palms, coconut palms. Down below we have a shell with food in it, so harvest. And on the other side we just have Mariam, and she just represents France. She's holding a cornucopia in this hand and a torch in the other hand. And behind it we have an engraved, looks like headstone or probably just an engraved memorial, but I'm not too sure. It has IEOM, so that represents who issued the actual banks. Then we have the 10 francs, so this is the same size as the Australian 10-cent coin. So look at if you want to compare it, this is the 10 centiti, same as the Australian 10-cent coin from Tonga, same size. So we've got a mask on the French Polynesia, and New Caledonia we have a boat. So this is like a catamaran, and on the other side we have Mariam's head. So these ones, the earlier ones are these ones are nickel, but I think in 2006 they changed to copper nickel. So that's an increase in the price of the metal. It's done that. Katie 20 franc. We have this one, French Polynesia with I think it's breadfruit, and New Caledonia has cattle. So, and on the other side we have the same Mariam, same size as the Australian 20-cent coin. The 50 franc, a little bit bigger than the Australian 20-cent coin, and bigger than the Australian 50 cents. So this Tongan 50 cent is the same size as the Australian 50-cent coin. And these ones are reeded. This one has an internal structure of a plug. So that's part of the volcano. So when a volcano stops erupting, it solidifies, and the internal structure actually is a lot harder because it's crystalline. The material around it's either ash, lava, could be scoria, or in the United States they call it cinder, and that is not as consolidated, so it erodes very easily, and the actual plug in the center is a lot harder. Here we have a village scene on a New Caledonian coin, and these ones 1967, so the first year of issue with the IEOM on it. And then in 1976 they issued 100 franc. So there's 3 of them. So this one's at I can't remember, aluminium, bronze, nickel. I think this one's just aluminium, bronze, so they removed the nickel. So the French Polynesia has the same scene as the 50, just the plug of the volcano. The 100 franc in New Caledonia has the scene from some guy's village anyway. So that's the coins you would have been using in New Caledonia at the time. Just for reference, the 100 franc is worth $1.50 in Australia. So that's nearly equivalent to the United States dollar. Okay, so in 2022, they issued new coins. Now a lot of these are dated 2021, which is not unusual, in which they were going to issue them beforehand, but they had a delay, so they issued a new 5 franc, a new 10 franc, a new 20 franc, a new smaller 50 francs, also a new smaller 50 francs, and they introduced a new denomination of 200 francs, which they never had before, and they never issued that as a banknote. Now the weights are all over the place, but the sizes are 21, 23, 26, 24, then we have 27, this is the largest coin, and we have 25. So all of these are different sizes, and when you put them together, you can see how they match. So you got the smallest, 5 franc, 10 franc, then you got the 50 and the 200 franc, then you got the 20, and then you got the 100, so the 100's the largest. And if we look at the sides of the coins, you can see that the 5 is no milling, the 10 is milled, the 20 is interrupted milling, the 50 no milling, the 100 is milled, and the 200 is interrupted milling, but this one has coarse milling and this one has fine milling. So that's the actual edges of these coins, and that's how you can tell them apart if you look at the sides. Okay, so now we look at the coins individually. So we have the emissions of the collective Pacific community, we have the date, we have the mint marks because these are minted in Paris, we have wavy patterns. So this probably represents waves, could represent something else. This might represent the islands because most of them are volcanic derived, so they form a lot of rounded islands. And we have 5 francs of the French collective Pacific public franchise. And on the other side, so if you rotate these are actually coin rotated, not metal rotated. Okay, you need to flip them up and down. So we have 2 flowers. So this one here is Gardenia tahitensis, so that's that flower there. It's the national flower of French Polynesia, and the Cook Islands as well. Looks like we have enough one there. And this one, and also this one, they say it's Plumeria or Frangipani, but it looks slightly different, so I'm not too sure. That is native to the Caribbean, so it's not native to the island. Then we have pines, so there's a few native indigenous pines, most of them on New Caledonia. And then down below we have taro. So taro is a major food crop. So this is the leaves, this is not what you eat. It's like a potato underground. So that's on the 5 franc. Okay, the 10 franc has the same thing. And then on the other side we have canoes. And then we have some, looks like turns. We have rays, more turns, more rays, turns. And then we have an oyster with a pearl in it. And the pattern is repeated on both sides, so to just mirror images. And here we have, this would have been one that they actually probably done short trips. The longer trips they would actually need something a bit larger and probably double, just to combat the actual seas. Once again, that is also milled. So all of these have the front of the coin the same. And here we have on, so it looks like we've got hump race, we've got angelfish, looks like we've got coral fish, we have turtles, we have another school of fish, shoal, and down below we have some more fish, so they might be another type of coral fish. So anyway, that's what is on this coin. It's actually quite nice, and we have coral reef in the background. Then we have the 100 franc, so that one is the same, so they're all the same. And this one's 2022 instead of 21. It's reeded, and on this side we have a scene. So this is probably not a main village. It's probably a meeting house. Let's say that's a whare. Here we have a whale, a roundhouse. We have, looks like some implements for like a hoe, a club. We have a tapa, that's probably a tapa. We have ridge arrows, and this is probably a pestle, not too sure. Anyway, that's what those are supposed to represent. And on the 100 franc, and I haven't done the 50 franc yet. So we have the 50 franc as well, same stuff on that side. And on this side, we have two birds on it, a kagoo, so it's in the center, and here we have a horned parrot, and these are indigenous birds to New Caledonia. So, and why they're not extinct, I'm pretty surprised actually. Up top we have breadfruit, we have fern, and we have Nianuli. So that is what is represented on that. And I reckon they should probably put more indigenous plants and animals on this coin, like we do in other parts of the world. And the last coin we have is the first bimetal coin that they have issued. And this one, for a bimetal coin, it actually has quite a thick rim in copper nickel. Now if we compare it to the €2, you can see this is pretty standard for bimetal coins, in which the bimetal part is actually, the center is actually a lot thicker than the rim. So this one is slightly different in the pattern that they've made. So they still have the same basic design, but the two circles have been moved over because of the denomination. And then we have the actual rim. And on this side, so I noticed that this is wrong. It's got 3 ridged arrows. These don't look like 3 ridged arrows. These look like totem poles. So it looks like they've got a face. So these are probably representing of their gods or mythological people. It says this ukulele. It's not a ukulele, but an indigenous stringed instrument. We have an indigenous drum. Obviously, it's cut out there. You probably hit the sides or even there, and it gives you a pitch. Okay, we've got tiki, door frames, and tapa de valis. I don't know what they are, so I'm not too sure what these represent. So if you're from New Caledonia or the French Pacific, please leave a comment down below on what these represent. In time, I will actually pick it up, but not today. Anyway, so if you go to the French Pacific, these are the coins you're going to be using now. These will be used in New Caledonia as well as French Polynesia. And I wouldn't be surprised if you can use it on islands that are closer, but not within their jurisdiction. So, thank you very much. Have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time, and take care.